Hey guys, welcome back to Lotus Talk. This will be episode 2. Is it really just hair though? As you can tell, we're going to be talking about losing your hair during chemo and what it's like, for the person going, through it and your support system, because believe it or not, it affects them too. Not directly, obviously, but how you feel, whether you believe it or not, or you can actually see, it really does have an effect on the people who love you, and especially your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, your kids, if you have a roommate or, your best friend, the one closest to you and who's really like right there, dealing with it, right by your side. It affects them. I wouldn't say maybe not more, maybe as much, depending on how close your bond is, how much they love you and care about you. But I'm telling you, it can be hard on them too, man. So let's just jump right into it. So this was like the number one thing. As soon as I heard that I had cancer and, it's sank in, I do not want to lose my hair. I'm going to look like an alien. Like, oh my God, I'm going to look so ugly. Like, God, like that is the one thing. And I remember, like, I kept just thinking to myself, like, maybe this chemo won't make me lose my hair. Maybe this chemo won't make me lose my hair. Walked into the doctor's office, we're discussing my chemo plan. Everything's going good, and, I had to ask the question. I'm just sitting there the whole time he's talking. I'm like, all right. So is the chemo going to make me lose my hair? Okay, for one, the main chemo that I was getting was called the Red Devil. So if that doesn't scare the shit out of you, then what does, So I pretty much walked into an obvious, duh, it's going to make you lose your hair. Which I cried. I'm not going to lie. As soon as he said that, I cried. And the one thing, that really irks my nerves about doctors, nurses, I'm about to bust my family. I was saying I'm about to bust y'all out, but my family, do not tell a cancer patient, it's just hair. It always grows back. Hair doesn't define your beauty. You're beautiful inside and out. Listen to me. Cut the freaking shit. We do not want to hear that. I'm sorry, but if anybody, even men, lose their hair, their eyebrows, and their eyelashes, you're going to feel some type of way about it. And that is not one of the things that is going to run through your head. It'll grow back. It's gonna grow back. It's gonna grow back. Do you not know how long it takes for hair to grow back? Eyelashes, I would say mine took about 4 months, 3 or 4 months to come in all the way, and they itch like crazy when they come in. Eyebrows, not gonna lie, I was pretty pissed off when my eyebrows fell out because my forehead is already big. It added 2 whole inches to my forehead, man. I was pretty upset. I was like, now I really look like an alien. I look creepy as shit. Ain't no hiding it now. They took, I would say 2 or 3 months maybe. I don't have very thick eyebrows, so maybe it just depends on the thickness of your eyebrows. But yeah, those weren't too bad. And when they start coming in, it gets easier to fill them because you'll see the shadow and you don't have to, spend 30 minutes trying to draw on eyebrows. And then they look either too far apart or one's perfect and one looks like death, or you don't line them up right. One is has an arch and the other one's straight and you just look like you're confused all the time. Yeah. So I did not like that. And of course, you gotta think about it too, that I was walking around with these dark brown eyebrows and then no hair. So I really looked like a crazy person. And then my hair, most of you guys saw it. It grew back I liked I could roll with my little shaved look. I thought it made me kind of get a little edge. Like I liked it a lot. Gave me some flavor. I liked it a lot. But for me to actually get where I could kind of like when I got in the shower and I could feel it actually move and stuff when I washed it, it took about 5 or 6 months to be honest. Like my head wasn't cold all the time. Like it was pretty nice. So I'm trying to think. All right, so it wasn't long after my first cycle of chemo, and I'm not gonna lie, I was not mentally prepared because I really did not think it was gonna fall out that fast. My birthday was coming up, so I had chemo in the beginning of August. I was out of the hospital for maybe I want to say like a week and a half, and me and Jay were laying in bed one night, went to sleep, kissed him. I always sleep with my hair up. I don't like my hair in my face, but that's what kind of woke me up because my face was really itchy, and I was like, what the heck? And I had some strands of hair, on my pillow, and I didn't wake Jay up because I was just like, maybe it's just gonna fall out, little by little. I didn't really want to touch my hair. I was low-key scared if I started touching it that my ponytail would just fall out. Yes, I know it doesn't happen like that, but like, it really scared me because I hadn't mentally prepared myself yet that it was going to start falling out that fast. So, I wake up in the morning where I can actually see it, and I like gathered it up in my hand. I had like a little, like chunk, and Jay woke up and, he was like, how do you feel? Like, do you want to talk about it? I was trying to make the best of it. I was like, and there was some on the floor from where I had moved, and I guess woke up in my sleep and like pushed it off because my face was itchy. And I was like, let's go get a haircut because I read, if you cut your hair off, it makes it easier. Lies. It does not make it easier. Bro, your hair's falling out. A shortcut isn't going to help. The big chop, whatever you call it, that's not going to help. Because a cute cut, yeah, it just makes it even more sad when it falls out and you have bald patches in your head, man. Like, what? All this positive stuff that you read where people are like, got a super cute haircut. Listen, I went to the salon. The girl was washing I'm not going to lie. Every girl loves to go get their hair done. Like, I really took in that last haircut because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get a haircut for a really long time after that haircut. And it was very emotional for me. So when she was like washing my hair, massaging my scalp, like I just laid there and I tried not to cry. And I just took it in because I could feel her pulling out, little bunches of my hair. And she was like, I'm so sorry. And she really had no reason to apologize. Like when she's brushing my hair, it was just coming out. Like, so I cut my bangs super short and tried to fill it in because I was already starting to get little patches because I already have thin hair. So we cut it to my chin, super cute and leery, choppy, so you couldn't really tell. So literally the next day, and I have pictures, I'll post them whenever, with this podcast. I literally woke up and like, when I tell you guys, so much hair, and like, I didn't even think I had that much hair on my head. Like I woke up in the middle of the night and like literally just shoved it off the bed. I was so pissed off and angry and hurt. Like when I woke up I literally had, it looked like it could be like a little mini Pomeranian dog on the freaking floor, man. Like, and I just remember like I was so proud of myself up until the moment where we had to cut it. And I looked at Jay. We got up out of the bed, and I looked at Jay, and I was so frustrated. I got up and I was looking in the mirror, and I was just pulling it out of my head, and I was so frustrated, and I had fistfuls in my hair, and I just looked at him, and I was like, it's time. Like I put it off, but it's time. Like let's shave it. And I felt so bad because, and I know Jay, he was like, well, do you want us to do it at the hospital? Do you want a nurse to do it? And I was like, no, I want you to do it. Because if something is getting taken from me and I'm about to feel really vulnerable and humiliated, I want you, to be there to support me, and I want you to do it because I know that this is about to be a really sincere moment between me and you. And I'm going to say intimate because it was extremely, extremely intimate. I recorded it because I wanted to remember that moment because, yes, it was hard, but it was something that I'm going to look back on and I'm going to want to remember, even though it sounds really crazy. Like, it just was. Like, it was I know it's a bad way to describe it, but, like, it was a beautiful and tragic moment between me and my husband. It just showed the amount of love that this man had for me and the fact that he was about to see me at, like, the lowest point in my life. You know, like, I was ashamed. Like, you were about to take a part of my womanhood, and by you, I mean cancer, you know, was taking apart what made me feel like a beautiful woman, like your hair. I know it sounds crazy, but a woman's hair means a lot to them. Why do you guys think we spend hundreds of dollars on it when we get it done? Like, we don't just do it just to do it. We don't do it for y'all. We do it for us. We want to look good. You want to feel nothing. You feel so sexy when you know, sometimes whoever gets their eyelashes done, I used to get my eyelashes done. I want to have my nails done, my hair done. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was popping. I was so cute, confident. And that literally just got ripped away from me. And it felt like cancer's taken all of this from me. What am I going to get back? What's going to be left in me when I have no more, you know, to take? I need something, and I can't let, you know, this disease, you know, turn me into something that I'm not, take away everything from me, my confidence, you know, my image of beautiful, the way I looked at myself. And when I looked in the mirror, while Jay was shaving my head, I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror because I just felt so ashamed and I didn't feel beautiful at all. It hurt. It hurt so much. It broke my heart, and I cried and I hung my head, and I just remember Jay kept picking my head up and just kissing me and telling me that he was so sorry, and he had nothing to be sorry over because I couldn't do it myself. And the fact that he had the strength to do something like that for me and take that off of me and be brave enough to do that, I truly am so grateful for him. And it was really sweet. I captured a moment from the video of him kissing me, and I'm just crying, and it makes me so thankful for him. Because I can only imagine. And what's even worse too is, so after I did, you know, shave my head, you know, I the first thing was I don't want to go out in public. I don't want people to stare at me. And my big thing was kids. I know it sounds crazy because adults, they look, but they don't stare because they know better. But kids, they have no filter. And I had so many kids, I'm talking about, like, whipping their heads back to look at me, so confused. Like, I was called a boy. Super embarrassing story. Loki wanted to punch the kid in the face, but Jay had to reassure me, like, you know, they're kids, they don't say anything. We were talking in the hallway, and this little boy walked up to me and showed me a robot. And I was like, oh, cool, you have a robot. And he flat out was like, why you got a girl voice if you're a boy? Oop. I was like, you know what? Ouch. And Jay was like, he's a kid. He was like, okay, but still, like, damn, kids are rude as hell. That was like especially when you're starting to kind of, you know, build your confidence. Luckily, this was later, you know, this is actually my second time being bald. So I was like, all right, like, whatever. Like, I'm still cute though. But that was now. But going back, like I said, to then, like, when I tell you, man, like, my biggest thing was like, well, if you don't feel confident, everybody was like, get a wig, get a wig, get a wig, get a wig, get a wig. If you don't feel confident, just get a wig. First of all, it's summer in Texas, bro. Second of all, I don't know where to get wigs from. I don't know how to style them. And then I watch all these like advanced videos, even beginner ones. And I'm like, when I would put one on, I didn't feel confident because I'm not used to wearing wigs. Like, I want my hair. Like, and that was a big, I want my hair. I don't want to buy hair. To me, I was like, I just want my hair. And I'm going to just go ahead and give a shout out. Kudos to the girls who wear wigs almost every day, man. I like wearing them more now because I feel more comfortable, putting them on. When I tell you guys, it takes practice. Cutting that lace took me practice. Like, when I tell you how jacked up my lace used to be, like halfway down my forehead, I really thought that I was rocking it. No, baby, you was not. And middle part is not for you. You have a 5 head. What is you doing with the middle part? Side part it all the way. Swoop it over so you can see half your forehead, and boom, you ready to go, girl. But for real, I didn't even, and I think a part of me too, and I'll tell, all the girls this who have lost their hair or losing their hair, and I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I feel like you can't fully accept it and wear wigs, until, well, this was me, until I could accept that I looked beautiful bald, and that I had to accept the fact that I was bald, and I was going to rock that shit, no matter what. I didn't give a shit less what anybody else was doing or what. And I'm telling you, it takes a lot. Because Jay would tell me all the time, you look beautiful. Get out of my face. Bye. I look like a crazy person. I do not look beautiful. But I feel like once I started, and I know it sounds crazy, but looking in the mirror and looking at yourself, touch your head, like, stare at yourself, put makeup on, don't put a wig on, just put makeup on. Look, make yourself feel beautiful. Put a cute outfit on and just look at yourself in the mirror and just appreciate, your beauty, your inner beauty. Like, it took me a lot to face myself in the mirror and to tell myself, girl, you look good. Yeah, people can tell you, I'm not trying to be mean. Nobody is going to tell a cancer patient who just lost her hair, girl, you look ugly and your head shape funny. Nobody going to say that. You know how many people were like, oh my God, you're stunning bald. You pull off bald. You have the perfect head shape for it, which is a weird compliment. But first of all, my head is flat in the back. I do not have a cute shaped head. My mama did not shape my hair right when I was younger. And that is a true thing, believe it or not. Anyways, I have a flat spot in the back of my head. And I looked like an alien. Nobody is going to tell me or have the heart to tell me, unless you just like, you don't care. You're blunt. Nobody's going to be like, girl, you're ugly. I'm not even going to be, bald is not for you. When can your hair grow back? Nobody's going to tell you that. So of course everybody's going to be like, oh girl, you're gorgeous. You're gorgeous. You look beautiful. Who cares what they think? It matters what you think. You have to be bald every day. You have to look in the mirror every day. You have to accept the fact that this is your life now until it starts to grow back. And God forbid it grows back and it falls right back out again because you're jumping right back into chemo or a transplant, which happened to me. And it fell out the first day I got back into the hospital. And I had a little mini meltdown, but shaved it off and kept it rolling, man. Because hey, I've been bald before. I can be bald again. I can pull off anything because I'm telling you, confidence is key. And it's hard when you lose your confidence. It really is. And it's hard to get it back. But I'm telling you, self-love is real, man. Like, that's the biggest thing. If somebody tells you it's just hair, it'll grow back, tell them to go bald and then come back at it with the same mentality. Because I'm telling you now, everybody, when they say generic like compliments and stuff, or generic things like that, or the generic compliments like you look beautiful, I'm telling you, it takes them going through a similar situation or that situation to truly understand where you're coming from. And my thing always is, if you don't know what to say to me, just don't say anything at all. Really don't, because sometimes when you think you're helping, you're only making the situation worse, or you're making me want to punch you in the face. Because nobody wants to hear that, especially when you're that vulnerable. Nobody, it sounds so insensitive. It really and truly does. And maybe you're not meaning to be rude. So play it safe and just don't say anything. Like, or if anything, I don't understand what you're going through. And I'm so, like, don't even say I'm so sorry. Don't feel sorry for me, because I'm going to get better and I'm going to be fine again. I'm going to come back even better than I was before, because that's just how I am. And that's what's going to happen. I'm going to make that shit happen. Don't accept those generic compliments. Don't, because I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what anybody says. Yes, your main supporter, your husband, like I said before, girlfriend, best friend, any roommate, sister, brother, anything, like mom, dad, like whoever, just that, those people, they matter too. But the true, like the whole thing that's going to make, you truly feel beautiful is you really looking at yourself and taking a step back and realizing, like, the whole thing is you're going through something like so big and so crazy and so hard. But the fact that, like, this is, and I know it takes so long to understand it, because it feels like the end of the world in that moment when you lose your hair. This is just a stepping stone to you being cured for cancer. And once you get cured, you're going to be so proud of yourself when you hit remission and you look back and you saw that you let all these like poisonous and harmful body or chemicals into your body, and you won. Losing your hair was just a sacrifice into getting to live a better life, to getting a second chance at life. And it's so hard, because I'm telling you, in that moment, you feel like your whole world is crumbling down. But I promise you, it's not. And I promise it gets better. You're going to even get to the point where you realize, like, oh, like, damn, I am bald. Like, what? Like, because you're just going to get so confident and you're just going to feel so comfortable in your own skin once you accept it. And you realize, like, it's worth the small price that you have to pay to get to live. That's the ultimate goal here. We all want to live. We want to survive cancer. We want to beat cancer's ass, man, and come back bigger and badder than we were before. I was going to say, like, I'm just thinking about, like, looking back and, like, how much I've grown through the whole cancer process. But I'm telling you that was probably, I would say the number one hardest thing for me was losing my hair. I will say that it was a very emotional experience, and I'm not even going to try to downplay it, because it really is hard. I refused to take pictures on social media for a long time. I will throw this in there too. Super awkward. I did not want to have sex for a long time. Obviously, because I was in treatment and we had to be careful, and there was all these precautions, which that'll be for another time in the future. But it was just the fact that, like, I did not feel beautiful. I did not feel sexy. I did not want Jay to, we're getting intimate, and then it just throws it off because, like, I'm bald. I don't feel beautiful. I don't feel, it seductive, like nothing. I just feel like a weirdo. Like, I just didn't like it. And feeling sexy, especially during something like that, it's a big part, especially like it's just, it was a no from me. It took me a long time. Like, it got to the point one time, y'all, I like wrapped like the sheet around like the top of my head, so it low-key looked like I had, like a little hairline or whatever, because it was to the point where I was so embarrassed. I was like, I feel bad for my husband, man. Like, but it took a long time. Anybody can ask Jay. It took a long time. It really did. But we got past it. I got past it and I got more comfortable in my own skin. I wore beanies for a long time. That was what I felt most comfortable in because it covered my eyebrow line. And thank God it was like right around the winter time. So it was the perfect time to wear them because you get cold. You don't realize it, but like you freeze without your hair on your head. It's so easy to get cold. But yes, the bottom line and the whole thing with losing your hair, man, is just remember, you got to look at yourself every day. You have to accept what happens to you. You have to look in the mirror. It happened to you. No, regardless of anybody who tries to force positivity on you and force, it'll grow back, you just got to get over it, this and that. You take as much time as you need to gain that confidence back and to grieve your hair, because they don't know. They don't go through, directly losing it. Yes, it's hard for them to see you, especially when you don't feel beautiful anymore and you lost something and, you're not going to get it back for a while. Not the actual, genuine thing you lost. And they can't do anything about it because they're not going through it. And you're thankful that they're not going through it because you don't even want to be going through it, man. All I'm going to say is it takes time, but you learn to accept it. Bald is beautiful. Bald is bold. Own that shit. Bald is badass. Because bald means you made it, man. You did that shit. You fought. And you came out on top. And that's part of your story to tell. If somebody, some nosy person or just any person, happens to ask, why you're bald or why this, you tell them like, man, you did that shit. You own that shit. And you're fucking beautiful. Excuse my language, but you are, man. So just accept it. Take as much time as you need to. Cry until you can't cry no more. Always get a chance to look at yourself in the mirror. Do what you can to make yourself feel beautiful, feel sexy. And when you feel comfortable at your own pace, go out in public, even if it's somewhere quick. It starts off with something quick. I think the first time I ever went out in public, me and Jay, I think we ran into a gas station really quick, it was baby steps. But I did it, and I just kind of eased my way into it longer and longer, and then finally it got to the point where I think one day we went to the mall. I was so self-conscious. I thought everybody was staring at me, and finally I had to stop and I was like, it's all in my head. Like nobody's concerned about me. We're all just here trying to get cute, cute shit and spend our money. And so I'm telling you, a lot of it is in our head, and who can blame us, man? Like, my pale ass head shining and gleaming off the lights, blinding people. Like, of course I'm going to think everybody's staring at me. But it starts with taking that step and, accepting it and, seeing how beautiful you truly are. Like, it sounds cheesy, but like, you don't need hair to be beautiful, man. What you're doing and what you're going through, it makes you like I'm telling you, like the most beautiful people in the world, man. Super brave. So, like I said, just love yourself and accept it and keep that shit rolling. So, thank you guys for listening. Man, send me questions or send me topics to talk about. Jay's out of town, but he'll be coming back soon, and I'm about to get him on here. So I'm thinking our next episode is going to be about the whole, sexual side of being with a cancer patient and going through chemo, because that's super important. So stay ready to hear, for next week, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for listening.